My name is Wrixon. I run Aire Children's Centre. It's a play school and after school project in Limerick City. A lot of creches have after school facilities on site, but almost as an afterthought, we're the only one where we are purpose built and all our activities and equipment is designed specifically for after schoolers. We have 8 staff and we mind 21 play schoolers in the morning, and we take care of 60 after schoolers, but some of them are part-time, so we never have more than 40 children on site. It starts off nice and quiet. We have play school in the morning from 9 to 12:30, and they are between 2.5 and 5 years old. And then it kind of gets a bit mad when we start collecting the older ones. So they start coming in from 10 to 1. At 2 o'clock, the littlies, that's the juniors and seniors, sit down for their dinner, and they would then have free play, and they would start an activity around 2:45. The big guys sit down for their dinner at 3, and they would start homework. Then anyone who has homework would go down, and we do supervised homework between 3 and 4. The other guys would have free play then until about 4, and their activity would start then. 5 to 6 is usually games, again structured games, and then moms and dads come and get their exhausted fed homework to children and bring them home. What we have done is we've taken advice from very helpful people in the Limerick City Childcare Committee. We've also researched and done a lot of our research in the UK based on school-age childcare in the UK. Basically all I do is employ really innovative and creative people who go, oh, wouldn't it be great to do this with children? And we kind of put it into a curriculum, and that's what we have to do because there's no precedent for this kind of childcare in Ireland. I was living in Australia for a number of years, and when I arrived back with my son, who was 4.5 and just going into primary school at the time, I looked around for the standard of childcare that I'd become accustomed to and found that there was nothing. So I kind of whined about it for about a year, and then friends got sick of me and said, if you want to do something about it, just do it. So I started researching it and found that there was a niche. So I started off asking the childcare committees what kind of need there was in Limerick, and the Enterprise Board. I approached the Enterprise Board with my idea. Then I looked at the area that I would like to set up in and the kind of childcare I would like to provide. Then I looked at how many schools were in the area. I formulated a questionnaire and I gave 700 questionnaires into the local schools. I also handed questionnaires out to all the local housing estates. I rang the Central Statistics Office in Cork, and I, by electoral division, found out how many children were living in the area, what age groups they were, and from that I discovered that there was quite a healthy number of 5 to 10-year-olds, but there was also an increasing number of 0 to 4-year-olds, which means that my business would have longevity, it would have a future as well. All these children would be going to school in the area and will all need school-age childcare. The feasibility study I had to do for funding, but again that gave me a very clear idea of whether there was a market, what age group of children I would be aiming this towards. I also spoke to all the principals of all the schools, trying to see if we could marry together what we were doing here with the school curriculum, and they were very helpful and very interested in what we were doing, so they promoted us internally as well. Basically, Ireland has changed so much in the last few years with the advent of the Celtic Tiger and all the rest of it, and there isn't the family network or the support of the neighbourhood network that used to be in existence years ago. There isn't the neighbour that will take children in off the road, or the grannies or granddads or aunties or uncles who are at home looking after children, and it's not safe for children to walk home and be latchkey kids anymore. So people were really struggling, especially with the older age group, 8, 9, 10, and they didn't want to go to a creche, and they didn't want to go to a minder, they wanted to go to someplace for them and for their age group. It's hugely fulfilling, especially in a business like this, because you get to laugh every day, and it's a very interesting area to work in, and it's great. There's a huge freedom in it, and it has allowed me to go on and buy my own house and drive a nice car and things like that. So I've been approached by a local school in the area to put one on site in the primary school, so that's why I see it going, and it'll have to go like that. The UK has gone like that, where they have childcare on site until 6 o'clock every day for the children who attend their schools. So I think that's our next step.